How we doing there, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know how the audio sounds. And let me know what you guys thought of Dunk and Egg episode 2. Um, we got a bunch of screenshots from the episode to go through. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Um, I think many of you will be interested in talking about the beginning of this episode. The uh, the main theme, I would say, of the episode is sort of Dunk exploring the uh, the life of Sir Arlen of Pennytree and just what kind of person he was, and how Dunk maybe had him built up in his head a little bit in a certain way, and then finding out that nobody remembers him. Um, But thank you all very much for joining me. I don't have a clip because YouTube will obviously not let me show it of Sir Arlen walking out at the beginning of the episode with a completely normal sized dong, just average size. That's what all of them look like, right? I mean that's pretty much what I assume that all of them must look like. So howdy there in the chat. Um, Yeah, just I think many of the men in the comments will vouch for me that that is just what they all look like. That's how they that's how it always goes. But no, yeah, it's yes. Yes, there was no pooping in this episode at least. I did think I did think that last episode we were gonna get Dunk like turning around in his bath scene and just get, massive dunk dong, but instead they saved that for episode 2 with Sir Arlen. Uh yeah, he's the one who's part giant for sure. Um Summer Hall video at some point I'll probably do a video about that. I don't know if I have too much new to add to that. But maybe, after the season, not mid-season, because obviously that'd be some potential spoilers for the far future of the series. But at some point, I'll maybe do a video on Summer Hall. But yeah, this episode, I think it started and it ended with this analysis by Dunk of who Sir Arlen was, and yeah, it's that's a thing you have to do when you're coming of age. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, I so last week I wore the hat with just the tinfoil band and the antlers, and it was kind of pressing into my temples. But this time I have placed it around a New Year's top hat that I got at a bar for New Year's Eve. So it will hopefully not hurt my head this time. Um, and yes, we know why Sir Arlen is looking quite smug in this frame. Um, But yes, thank you all very much for joining me. I assume the audio must sound all right, or someone would have told me. But yeah, and Sir Arlen, he sired no children that we know of. But you never know with that thing. Maybe there's some hanging around somewhere that he just he rode on to the next town, and you never know. Um, and he was singing his little song there at the beginning. But, yeah, as I was saying, like, because Dunk in the story, he's older in the show, it would seem, but he is coming of age. He's like a late teenager. Oh, hey there, Taco. Taco may be joining a little bit later on in the stream. Um, but, yeah. That's fair. He may not have been able to father children for that reason. It is entirely possible. Um, But, no, so, like, when you're coming of age, especially in the case of, someone like Dunk, who was orphaned and then he was brought in, like, he never really knew anything besides, living with Sir Arlen. He barely remembers his time in Flea Bottom. He was taken in when he was very young, and, like, in the books, they can't really show it in the show, but in the book, there's this point when in episode 1, when Egg asks, "Is Dunk short for Duncan?" And he has to think about it. He's like, "Oh, I guess it probably is." Like, I don't know, he just always called me Dunk, so, like, he barely remembers his own name. So that's how much he has been influenced by Sir Arlen, and that makes it kind of hard to analyze the guy, I would imagine, for Dunk, right? Like, canonically speaking, and we're seeing all of this through Dunk's eyes. Uh, so it is possible. I had this thought, and I find it quite funny. It is possible that Sir Arlen's dong that we see in the first scene is Dunk's memory of Sir Arlen. Like, he saw it once while he was taking a pee, and Dunk was a little kid, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's gigantic!" And maybe maybe the Sir Arlen that we're seeing in these flashback scenes is Dunk, like, eh, making him larger than life in many ways. Um, but like, yeah, like I kind of compare it to like if you were super poor, right? And you get a job at like, I don't know, a really nice like restaurant or, some place where you can make a lot of money. And maybe the guy who's your boss doesn't follow all of the labor laws and he doesn't like treat you the best. Yet, because he gave you that job and that opportunity, you end up far, far better off than you would have been just living homeless on the street. So, like, on one level, he takes you in as like a homeless person and makes you well enough off to support yourself. And on the other hand, if someone who is well enough off to support themselves was looking at it, they might be like, oh, he's kind of abusive and not a great boss. Whereas you're sitting there like, he's the best boss ever. What are you talking about? And like that might be kind of the vibes that Sir Arlen and Dunk have going on. Um, but yeah, we'll get to this comment about the same way he became a crabber. I do have that as a screenshot, so we'll get to that scene and try to piece together what that meant. But like I kind of think that uh as I said, yeah, this is Dunk, like he's built Sir Arlen up in his head as like this amazing person, and he's kind of, getting hit in the face with the reality of who Sir Arlen is as we go through here. He goes to the Tyrell and he says, Sir Arlen spoke of his time in your service. He said, he told me all the cool things you told him about how hedge knights are the bridge to the small folk. Um, so he's just like, yeah, of course this guy will remember Sir Arlen. He's like, nope, don't remember him, which is at this point becoming a bit of a pattern. This, so the nice thing is this hat now doesn't press into my temples, but also this New Year's Eve hat is a little too small, so I can't like tilt my head back to drink. I don't want it to fall off, break my tinfoil band, and the antlers go everywhere. But yeah. So no one knows Sir Arlen. They don't remember him, and Dunk is just like kind of shocked by this because this is it's the greatest person in Dunk's mind ever. How could you not remember him? And it turns out, just a very insignificant moment in the rest of uh these people's lives. So let's see what chat's got to say. uh yeah, this definitely could be a bit of that as well. And I think it's that, and it's also just finding out, like, as I said, um it what is sometimes a really huge moment in your life can be just a completely insignificant moment to the people who were also there. And these things that he's heard stories about 10 times are something that the guy who said it doesn't even remember. And then we get this scene with him and Egg walking, and Egg's just like, why do you treat these royal lapdogs like they're your betters? And Dunk's like, they are my betters. What are you talking about? Like, Dunk has, he has accepted his role in this classist society, which is obviously one of the themes of the stories in the show. Like, Dunk is of the lower class, and all of these fancy lords in their castles, they don't think that much of him. They don't think that much of Sir Arlen, and he's trying to make his way in the world as part of this lower class. And Egg just doesn't get it. He's like, why act like they're better than you? And he's like, well, they are better than me. And then the Targaryens show up, and we get to see now not only some of the lords who are gathering for this tournament, but also the princes. And we get the funny little intro where he's like giving this long esteemed intro, Baelor Targaryen, and firstborn son of King Daeron the Good, and his brother. And he just says Mycar. So very excited to let you know we do have a guest who just popped in. I'm about to add you to the stage, so prepare.
I'm prepared. I don't. Oh, this is my first time using this platform. This is cool. Hello.
Yeah, it's nice. It is StreamYard. It works pretty well for me. I haven't paid for it even, as you can see by the little StreamYard duck in the top corner. I'm on the free account, and it seems to do the job.
I like it. Well, thank you for having me. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Quinn is on a study break, so we've got him for as long as I can pull him away from his very important homework.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, I'm deep in media and entertainment law right now, which is more fun than it sounds.
That's convenient, right? Like you're
It is
covering
like
media and entertainment.
First day in class, we talked about both the like HBO, WB, Netflix merger, and then like several AI lawsuits, which are similar to what Martin's doing. And I've done videos on both of those things, so I knew more than I expected.
Nice, yeah. And I'm sure most of you in chat will know Quinn the GM, but if you don't, definitely check out his channel by the same name. Put out a good video earlier today talking about how occasionally HBO will make a character far cooler than even what George put on the page. So it's a good one.
Thank you. I hope people enjoy it. What did you think of the pronunciation of my car in this scene?
Yeah. I didn't like, of all the ways I thought they would pronounce it, Mirkar is not one of them.
No. I'm curious if that'll be like how it's pronounced or if it was just like this guy.
Yeah, I got to imagine it's just this guy, and like it could have, because like there's a couple scenes in the show where like the audio without the subtitles does sound a little weird. So like if he just enunciated his E, maybe it sounded a little more like an R. I don't know.
Maybe. It also
But
like it could just be a slight against my car because like that's how that
right,
goes.
right. The whole scene, like the whole intro, was clearly a slight against him, so that is uh definitely possible. And Carl says Dothraki, which yeah, George has some weird pronunciations. I don't think Mirkar is how he would pronounce that though.
No. I can't recall him pronouncing my car now that I'm thinking about it. That is
No,
interesting.
I don't think I've heard him say it either, actually, which like if he had, it would have probably cleared some things up. And oh, we actually have another guest popping in here. So we'll add him as well. We got Taco.
Hi.
Oh. Hello.
What's up, yo?
How you doing, Taco?
I got a couple things I want to add because I'm a little late. First off, I am leaving in 45 minutes to put a kid down to sleep and then coming back. That was my deal with my wife.
Okay.
Is that I'm still doing put down. So
all right.
And then two, I think it was just a dude saying my car to make our sound like feel like, oh, and then the other brother. Like that's how I read it. It's like, oh, and then the fourth brother no one really cares about. He's got 4 kids too. They're not important. Like that's how I read it.
But yeah. It is very funny. Like I don't have it on the subtitles here, but we've got like two screenshots worth of the intro for Baelor, and then it's just in my car.
and then this guy
he just looks around.
And then my second thing I want to add is I don't think that was a normal size member for Arlen. I think it was far too small.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know if Quinn caught the beginning of the stream where I mentioned that all the guys would agree. That's just a normal size.
That's just average.
Yeah, subpar, frankly. Yeah. But
yeah.
I do. It's been so funny to see like the reactions to that, like, especially combined with like the shit at the beginning of last episode. I feel like it's like kind of intentional hazing from Parker. Like I feel like every episode we're gonna get something right at the start that's gonna be like immediately like in your face, and then it's gonna be different from there.
Yeah, it does give everyone like something to be like, yo, you gotta see this episode. They had a guy shitting behind a tree. They got old man Dong in the first 10 seconds of episode 2.
Old man Hog.
Yeah.
Jesus, just swinging. I also like random internet guy and other people, but like the divisiveness of the poo, if you will. Like
Sounds like a Star Wars sequel.
Yeah, the divisiveness of the poo, the revenge of the poo. It seems like right in the first episode you had the jump cuts to the just child smacking. It's so bad when you say it out loud, but just that good old child beating montage, which everybody loves. And then right after that, like the epic music starts, just to be cut off by him projectile pooing, is the nicest way for me to put it. I feel like that was a make or break moment for a lot of people. And then and I was like, all right, cool. We got the HBO out of the way. We don't really need to be. I'm okay with the tone, the overall tone of the show being goofier. I love that. I want this to be a little less serious because Dunkin' Egg is just by all means a less serious show. But I was kind of upset where they started episode 2 the same way, where it was like, oh well, they got another freaking make or break.
I think the thing that made it more okay to me, at least, was I felt like episode 2, which I do think I liked more than episode 1 by at least some small margin. It felt more cohesive. Yeah, there was that little bit of silliness at the beginning, but like I feel like there weren't really any like cutaways to child punching or anything like that. It was all kind of set in one space, and the jokes that they did do, I generally found funnier. A lot of the interactions between Dunkin' Egg specifically.
Yeah. I think overall episode 2 is better. I've noticed something as I was writing my review that came out earlier today that ended up being an hour long for both episodes.
Oh wow.
Well, I was working a 36-hour shift literally when the first episode came out. So I couldn't do anything. Like I was trapped. And
Taco got snowed into work.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I worked a 12-hour shift that I was scheduled, and then I worked the next 12-hour shift, and then I worked my next scheduled 12-hour shifts. I worked 36 hours straight. And so it was great because I got to see all my A Song of Ice and Fire YouTuber like friends put videos out. I'm like, like, dang it, I want to create. But anyways, all that being said, so I put it all in today, and I was watching it the way that everybody watches A Song of Ice and Fire content. I was watching it on one side, and then on the other side, I had the book and the graphic novel, and I was going word for word flipping back. You know how normal people watch stuff. And I noticed, and I was wanted to see if you guys liked the pacing of the first 2 episodes, because the events are all there, but they're all out of order. Like he's supposed to go see, or not supposed to, but in the book, he goes and sees like Steely Pate in the first night, and then doesn't see the Fossaway stuff on the first day. Like that's all second day. Doesn't go see Plumber on the first day. That's all second day. And it's like they kind of mixed around the things that happen on the first day and the second day. Of course, he doesn't see Lionel forever. And I understand you bringing in Lionel right away because he's kind of a show stealer. So you want him introduced and see episode 1. I understand that. But I thought it was a little weird of how they decided like to kind of jumble up his like who meets what, who and where. And I don't know if you guys noticed or what your thoughts were on that.
I think it's mostly made sense. The way that they've done it all, like it does seem like streamlined, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I did notice that. I talked about it a little bit in the video I put out about episode 1 specifically. And I think it does very much make sense with the format of the show, specifically given the fact that it is such a short book, story, novella, whatever you want to call it. There is room to grow and room to breathe. And I think reordering events to allow for new scenes like Lionel's introduction is kind of in the best interest. And I do think that some of the changes that were made do like make sense to me. It makes sense that he'd probably go and talk to Plumber first, see if he can enter the games. It makes sense that he wouldn't commission armor until he is certain that he can participate in the games, especially if that involves selling one of his 3 horses. I like the changes for the most part so far. I've yet to encounter anything that I've outright disliked aside from, I think, literally just the sound editing on the shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the poo editing. Honestly, there's nothing that I've been upset with, especially when it comes to the changes. And I really like that they're adding in for the sake of the theme, right? They're not just adding
Yes.
in filler weird stuff, but like the 3 sex workers. What are we getting out of those episodes or out of those scenes? The disparity of the lower class and the fact that if you're not of high class, you're essentially a sex worker, you're a prostitute, because that's how they see you, right? Like, and she even states that, like, if Manfred, like, even if you took a wound for him, you work for him, he paid you, you're nothing. We don't even know your name. Like, he even said, like, people who did more, we don't even know their names, right? So, like, I like that a lot of the things they're adding in is not just goofy, whatever, Braun Bing somebody, right? Like stupid scenes, dick jokes. They did add in a massive dick joke, but you get what I'm saying. A lot of like late season Game of Thrones, the filler is like, oh, really? And this, like what they've added in, seems to be very on point, like driving down the point of the show or the theme of the show.
And I think it's telling even in the marketing for the show. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and whatever, like the Game of Thrones official account, I think it was a day or two ago before episode 2 came out, posted like their own kind of comparison showing the text of the novella kind of scrolling by as that last dialogue scene between Dunk and Egg happens, kind of comparing the two and showing almost how similar they are. And I think it speaks to kind of a love for the text that I don't think other adaptations have quite had necessarily. I think House of the Dragon had it in the first season and in different ways, but also like it being a history book complicates things. But
yeah, there wasn't a lot of dialogue to adapt.
Exactly.
And they had the ambiguity of Hot D, where they had to pick which real thing happens, and then once you make those choices, you kind of have to build off of them. But yeah, this definitely is the most faithful since like season 1 of Game of Thrones, and even that, like, you could argue this is probably even more faithful.
Yeah, well, even like I said, I was literally going boop 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 boop, right? And so many of the lines are right out, and like to the point that if they were slightly off, I was making comments on that more than I was like, oh, this is straight from the book. I did that for the first like couple, and then I was like, hey, this is slightly changed. Like that's how much it was straight from the book. And I find that really great. And also when it comes to adapting, well, Eni George, but like, are you gonna, like, as a writer in the writer's room, like you're gonna all of a sudden pretend your dialogue is better than George's? Like it's like, why adapt? Like why change? Like adding, I'm down for. Like I even like a lot of the things they're adding, but you're gonna write dialogue between Maekar Targaryen and Baelor Targaryen better than George? All right, show me. Like you're not. You might as well just keep it in there.
I don't know. I think Maekar's fuck offs were up there above what Martin
They
wrote.
did change those. He does not swear in the book as much as I think that
like
he just knows.
Does.
Yeah, I think he knows he's on HBO, and he's just, I get to swear now, so just throwing him in. They do fit for Maekar. Like,
it's like
this was one of my favorite lines.
Social graces because he doesn't really need them.
Yeah.
What are they going to? This was one of my favorite lines. I said, "Fuck me, not fuck him," when he tells him not to. I
don't think I even caught that on first viewing. That's pretty good.
I don't think I did either.
Yeah. He's like, he says, "Your sons are missing" or whatever. He's like, "Ah, fuck me," and he's like, "Don't curse our host, brother." He's like, "I said fuck me, not fuck him." So
I do. Great. Number one hope for me in terms of additions from the book, I want like not necessarily like as in depth as some of the Game of Thrones scenes, but I want some scene between Maekar and Baelor that we don't see in the text because we're locked to Dunk's viewpoint.
I'm down for that. I'm down for. Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
Well, they might have to have Dunk there because I think Ira Parker has said like the show will strictly stick to Dunk as the POV. So
good point.
I mean, but they definitely still could. Like, we're getting more Laughing Storm that we never saw, so like they could simply just add another interaction.
I was not prepared to be so sold on like that. Like when I first saw Baylor, or not Baylor, when I first saw Lionel on the trailers, I was like, hashtag not my Lionel. Like that guy looks like like he's too small. He's this, like he's just not who I ever picture for Lionel. And I think it was like 5 seconds in, I was like, never mind, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
and I like it because they were ready. Because my first thought was like, I don't like he's too small. And then Dunk goes, I thought he would be bigger. And I was like, oh, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
you knew that complaint was going to be there.
Yep.
I've still gotten so many comments about Lionel's height specifically. And like, I don't know. He's not that short, I feel like. And especially with like the horns on his full armor that we haven't seen yet, I imagine he'll still be imposing enough.
The problem is you're sitting in next to Dunk. And even if you want them both to look tall, you're trying to make the actor who plays Dunk 6'6" look 7. So you have to make everybody look short. So you have to decide, do we want Lionel to also be imposing or keep Dunk tall? And I think the fact he's kind of up there, like, he's like, he's not quite eye to eye with Dunk, but he's also not small compared to him, I think helps. I think we got to just start seeing him, once we see him full bore armor, hammer, or whatever, like, I think then here comes Lionel. But I love, dude, that guy drips charisma. He's he's so good. that performance, there's literally been like 3 performances where I'm just like, geez, man, why are you going so hard? You guys are killing it.
Yeah. Like Lionel Baratheon steals the scene pretty much every time he's there. I like the Targaryen actors that they've cast as well here.
I want Maekar bigger too. Like if I'm gonna complain about Lionel, I want Maekar. Maekar just, he seems good for like a lot of Maekar's character, but like he's the anvil. Like he's supposed to be a giant mace wielding beast, and one of the probably top 3 fighters of this generation. But
I would say the only performance I am not fully yet sold on is Arion. I feel like we've not gotten a ton of him yet. We've gotten less than I've expected. And I feel like, I don't know. At least in the novella and in the comic, I was very sold on Aeron being like the closest to madness of any Targaryen we actually interact with on page in the text. And I feel like here he's just kind of a dick so far, and he's had like 3 lines.
He's definitely got like that more like douchey rich kid vibe than I think in the books. But like I will say he does a good job of just like making douchebag faces as he says everything.
This is true.
We also don't need to see it yet. Like is it going to be more shocking because he's gonna go full bore crazy Targaryen,
right?
Assuming
without too many spoilers, like he will get douchier.
So the idea of like, oh, he's this dumb little rich kid. He's you're sure you're not? And then like he goes crazy, and we're all. I think that's gonna make the people who don't know what's coming more like, holy crap, like this psychopath. But. Yeah.
It's also the short hair, I think. I'm still unsold on that.
I do wish he had the long hair, but
all of them should have, like, except for Baelor. I want to make Maekar to have long hair too, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not fair when, especially people who live inside the books as much as the 3 of us and most of the people watching right now, we all know what these people look like up here, and we all think, and then we built these. Like, this is not the first time I've seen half these scenes. Like, I've seen them in my head 100 times. So when it's like, oh man, that doesn't look right, it's something I can get over, but it's definitely like, I think of Maekar as huge, long, straight white, white hair, the beard, and just a scowl. And I don't know. I'm open-minded 100%.
Oh yeah.
One thing I did too, and is that I didn't go back over the novella right before the season. I did like a couple months ago. I re-listened to it again, but like I didn't want to necessarily like have every line memorized so that I was comparing in my head, because I feel like it's easier to just enjoy. Like I did this with House of the Dragon as well. Like when I started watching that, I didn't re-familiarize myself with everything because I didn't want to be like, they changed this, I'm mad now,
Our chisms are so different.
Yeah.
I think I listened to literally the entirety of Fire and Blood in between the first episode and the second episode of Hot D. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
And
I think Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem?
Continue.
Well, yes, I do watch all of Fire Emblem just to play through, just to get ready for Game of Thrones. I feel like it helps. But I also think for people who listen to the Dunk and Egg books, the audiobooks that Harry Lloyd did, I think that's also one thing of like, I think of Aerion Brightflame as Dany's brother Viserys, like, because that's how he read that character. Yeah. And maybe that, again, that's my fault for internalizing that so much. I think we should give this guy a chance. If there's a reason why he got, I think they know what they're doing. And yeah,
I think, like I said, I think from what we've seen of him, I like him in the role so far. It's
more subdued.
We haven't seen enough.
Yeah. Yes, that is about where I am too. I was not saying I dislike the guy. I'm not casting judgment yet. I'm surprised how restrained they've been with him so far. But I guess it does make sense given this episode was like 33 minutes long.
Yeah.
They're
only 30
minutes. I didn't expect, like, the last one I was like, oh, this is the perfect ending, this has to be the ending scene, and then it was cut to credits. This one I was like, oh shoot, it's over already.
Yeah. I also, it took me 2 hours to watch it last night because I was pausing it to write down notes. So maybe it's like, it's just how I'm watching it, where I saw that like Glidus and Shrifty were already doing a live stream, and I'm like, dude, I'm not even halfway through yet. You guys are already on.
I watched it the first time through, just watching it, and then I'll go back the day after. So like today I went through this morning and I took all my screenshots for the episode and kind of made little notes and things. But
I typically first watch, I usually go just about straight through, occasional pauses to tweet, but little else.
Yeah. I don't have the time. Like, I gotta get it all done because, like, I don't know. I worked until pretty much like I could do this, and then today I watched episode 2 last night, and then I watched episode 1 again. So I literally wrote my notes for episode 1 after I wrote mine for episode 2, and I watched episode 1, did all my notes, put everything together, and filmed all before 4:00 today, and that was all I did today. So like, it was my entirety. I ran up and got the dishes going more than once and the laundry going more than once. So I was keeping house cleaning moving, but yeah, I was literally just plugged in. So
yeah, I liked how Dunk was able to just instantly calm down the horse. That was cute.
Yeah,
he's good with animals.
It kind of made me confused because I didn't know because he was talking to it so familiar. Where I was like, "Is that his horse? Whose horse?" I thought, "Wait, what?" And I was like, kind of confused for a second because of how he was talking to him.
Maybe that's a spoiler. Never mind.
Oh, once you know how to handle like one animal, you're just like, oh, I know how to handle this one too. Like, you can make friends with other people's dogs or cats if you're good with animals.
No, that's probably true.
We get the cool Kingsguard armor. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
perfect. It's really good.
Fan-frickin-tastic. I wish that they were a little more personalized, because everything we've ever seen of in the books, like we hear of at least their helm is something more personal, or there's like one emblem from their house. But maybe
we'll see it later on if they need their helms.
Yeah, we'll see.
I kind of like that they're like fully depersonalized here, because I could see like maybe in the modern series it's more common for Kingsguard to have like some small personal emblem on them, but here we're kind of like in the, at least what people in the main series would look back as like the golden age of knighthood or something. We're like 10 years post Dragon Knight, so maybe that ideal is still there. I wish we'd seen Barristan in this armor. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
Yeah, not a giant fan of, well, pretty much any of the armor from the original series, but like, yeah, this armor would be so cool with Barristan in it.
This armor's gotten a lot of credit online, which it rightfully deserves. I also really like the House of the Dragon Kingsguard armor.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah.
I think the main example I was thinking of personalized Kingsguard was in Ned's fever dreams. So maybe like because I remember Oswald had the bat heraldry on his helmet and so on and so forth. Those are the three not like after I was thinking about it, I'm like, wait, maybe that's like the onty time. Like I don't know if they've ever
there's another
being herald like.
I think I'm remembering. I think it's the Watcher chapter where there's description of Balin's swan having some swan heraldry.
You're right.
In addition to the white cloak, but
you're right.
I think that's the main other thing that I was thinking of.
And yeah, it would make sense that would like evolve over time because the order starts off as like it was like the opposite of the Night's Watch. They're white versus black. Like you leave all that behind, you become a servant of the king. Like you're part of this ancient order or whatever. And then over time, it becomes more of just like ooh, look at me, I'm in the King's Guard type of thing.
How did I never put together that the white is the opposite of the Night's Watch black? That's exactly it.
I don't know, man.
Yep.
How did you not put that together?
Good question. I just never thought about that. Visenya knew what she was doing.
Yeah. It also there's so much thematic connection, subtextual, not textual connection between the Night's Watch or the King's Guard and the others. So there's always a lot of the same descriptions used between like a lot of the way they describe in Waymar Royce. Well, no, it's not Waymar Royce. It's whatever. The opening chapter. Is it Will? Who's the POV in that?
Will.
I always get it mixed up because the show changes the roles.
The show switched it, but
I thought for the longest time it was Waymar, and it's like, wait, no, it's not.
No, Waymar is kind of the main focus, but he's not the viewpoint.
But the way he describes of their like white ever changing like that description shows up another time describing the King's Guard, and then there's a couple other things where King's Guard are described as
the others are
shadowy.
The others are always called White Shadows, and so are the King's Guard because they're shadowing the king. So the King's Guard are always following the king like white shadows, and then the others are described as white shadows in the woods and things like that. So there's that connection is a thing.
And for Quinn's, Balon wears a great helm decorated with wide white wings, but it looks like this is from a Sansa chapter.
Oh, okay. I made it mixed up. That's just the main chapter I associate Balon Swan with, but I do forget he's in every single book.
Yeah, he totally is.
I also it was a small thing, but neat to get a House Crakehall mention here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Roland Crakehall.
So the chat was curious about our thoughts on this line as well in the beginning. When he says the same way we became grabbers. What do you guys think that means?
Okay. I literally wrote in my notes, because I was taking notes, like, oh, this is like cool, thematic, like Dunk is also lowborn. This guy is lowborn. Like I completely bought it. And I wrote a whole paragraph about like, oh, this is showing us how lowborn. And then when Egg drops it later, I was like, you fucking got me, man. Like, go back.
Not only did I exactly do that, you can see me do it in real time because I tweet saying, oh, that's neat.
Okay.
He's the son of a crabber like Davos was. And then I had to quote tweet and say, I was unaware that he was a Nepo baby. I apologize.
Bullshit.
So I basically did the same thing. So like when I first heard the line, I read it as him saying, same way as we became crabbers, meaning I was really good at it. Like that's why you would become a crabber. And like I don't know if like it is too simping for capitalism to be like, well, maybe the reason they own so many crabbing fleets is because they were really, really good at crabbing. But
sure. That doesn't sound like Martin.
No, that's the thing. Like it is probably that A, I was good enough at it, and B, I was well connected. Like,
same way
in reality,
crabbers. My dad killed somebody and gave it to me.
But at the same time, right, like, from his point of view, I'm sure he means I was really good at it, just like we were really good at crabbing. Like, from his POV, he's saying, like, I was skilled. Like, he thinks it's a meritocracy, even if he is a bit of a Nepo baby, I'm sure, right?
I think in his mind, he isn't a Nepo baby, and he's, like, one of those guys that, like, hate that people complain about privilege and thinks he has none, even though he didn't have to pay for his college. You know? Like, well...
Yeah. I think
I don't know. It got me. I loved it. I thought it was like
it's a neat little bit of characterization. I'm a fan.
Yeah. we're not supposed to just know. I think the egg line is supposed to hit as hard just to respond to the chat there. I don't think we're supposed to know until Egg tells us later. Like, it's supposed to hit us the same way it hits Dunk.
We weren't even sure. We didn't know anything about him. We just knew that he was either from Duskendale or possibly a bastard. Like, we didn't.
I assume he's the Darkland.
Yeah, he's not. He's not one of the 7 Darklings. Believe it or not one of the 7 Darklings.
Yeah. But also there is a third Kingsguard at Ashford, correct? Who we have not yet met.
Is that him in the background? Like, that's not the same guy, right?
I think it is. I think that was a different guy in the background. I forget who exactly that is.
Doesn't have the same stubble.
Well, I can easily get to that. Sorry.
Taco's our minor character guy. He'll find that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about. I was first thinking about
got it. Found it.
You got it.
Willem Wild of the Kingsguard.
Yeah, no. I shouldn't have known that. Yes. Right. Willem Wild.
Iron Rod
Willem
Jr.
Wild in the background.
I love the Wild.
I said Iron Rod Jr., though I assume there's further removal than that.
I got such a... I love the Wilds and I love Iron Rod. Like, I still love Mushroom's line about him. he like...
What does Mushroom say?
Like banged 7 chicks in one night, the last one died of exhaustion, or something.
I think he had so many kids or something, and that was it.
Yeah, there was something about a girl dying of exhaustion because he just never stopped. It was hilarious.
I liked the way that was translated into House of the Dragon. With like that story is not directly referenced, but he does make some like fairly like sexual metaphors throughout that I found funny.
And he just kind of has F-boy vibes too. I noticed that. I was like, I got a little F-boy vibes. Willem Wild.
I don't think it's at all a spoiler to say also the one time I think that I saw Donald of Duskendale was brought up in the main series, Jamie like asks Loris, like, do you know anything about Donald of Duskendale? Mm-hmm. And Loris is like, I've heard the name, but I don't remember anything he did. And I think that's Jamie just kind of checking on like how will he be remembered in history as a Kingsguard? Like, hey, young kid, do you know anything about the past Kingsguard? Or maybe he's checking how much Loris knows about the Order. I'm not sure.
Literally the exact same thing is written on the wiki. I flipped over the Donald.
That's what I saw it on. I looked at the wiki for him today just because I wanted to see if like we knew anything more about him that they didn't reveal about.
Besides the fact
how they became crabbers.
He's supposed to have red hair.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, but they ruined they spent all their redhead budget on the Dondarrions. And we used all our redheads, man.
Yeah.
I did. The few redheads we saw this episode, I was zooming and enhancing to make sure they weren't Conningtons.
Oh.
I forgot
your eyes peeled for the sigil.
Yeah.
I've sworn that whichever show shows me the Connington sigil first will be my favorite forever and always. So I need to be vigilant.
You're the type of guy that like, because I've watched so much of your content. I know you like John Con. And it's kind of like I had no strong views on John Con until you had a lot. Then until you started liking him, and now I like dislike him. Like it's just like contrarian.
Oh, good. I'm glad I've had that effect.
It's kind of like I don't really care for a band. I just never listen to it. But when you're forced to listen to it all the time, you're like, man,
sorry. Well, you'll like my next video then.
All right, can't wait.
Yeah, so then we get to the conversation in here, and I liked this. I thought this was kind of fun.
The now
just trolling Dunk.
She's now has a name because
I did a triple take. I thought her name was Quinn. It's Gwen.
It's Gwen.
That'd be funny.
That's so funny. Her name was Quinn.
But I thought this was funny, and also it is kind of funny that like in the novella these two are canonically like a year or two apart in age, whereas there she looks like a child and Dunk's like this hulking grown man. But like I think she's supposed to be 16 and Dunk's like 16 or 17, right?
Yeah. He's like 17.
So, yeah, but
I thought I had to rewind just because they named her because it's like and the Lady Gwen. I was like, Gwen, you say? She got a name. It ruins the tradition of a giant tourney that is super important and no one can name the person whose name day or wedding it's for. Like that's
what I always
loved. Yeah, like Harrenhal. Like whose birthday was it? Whose wedding was it? Dude, hair and all.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And then, I've always loved that it's like Lord Ashford. We don't even know Ashford's first name, and then Lord Ashford's daughter was the name of the wiki.
Yeah.
And now it's Gwen. Everyone say hi to Gwen.
Does Lord Ashford have a name? Do we know as of the show?
I think it's just Lord Ashford. Oh, I don't know if they named him on the show or not.
I don't think they have yet.
Yeah, they might in the future.
Yeah, but I definitely got like early season Sansa vibes from this. Like Sansa, before she's been sort of humbled by the world, would definitely be the one to go up to like a dude who's like slow to respond and be like, "You're big and stupid, aren't you?"
Well,
yeah,
there's no guards. Like they're in that hallway. Like, dude, I mean, I'm kind of a big guy. I wouldn't walk up to somebody bigger than me when no one's around and insult him like that. you just get played out, man. I don't know.
I think she knows she's not going to get punched. Her dad's right there.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like in the room there in the hallway, so she's just messing with him. But
And,
like the
no one
throwing her hand in the face.
No one
That was funny. Like early Sansa vibes for me.
I do like that she made him flinch. And I really like my first thought was like 2 for flinching. She should have punched him in the shoulder.
Yeah. He's just so confused though. He's like, what even was that? Like, why? What are you doing? But
I do have a question about this scene. Whenever you guys are ready. I don't want to keep stealing
no, go for it.
Did I read this scene wrong, or did they play it like in the book? Does Dunk know who they are at the beginning of the conversation?
Oh,
I would say he does.
He knows, right?
He does. That's how I read it, right?
Because he was there when they were being introduced.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is the change they made. He sought them out rather than accidenting his way into this.
Yes.
Yes.
Then it's weird that they picked the exact same spot for his giant gesture of a bow. Because if he knew who Baelor was, he would have walked in and been like, "Your Grace," blah 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 blah. And he does it in the middle of the conversation at the point in the book where he learned who he was, but he didn't just learn who he was there. So it kind of
what I would say
weird for me.
Semi-remedy that. I could see him not knowing which one is Baelor. He knows these are Targaryens. He knows one of them is the heir to the realm. I don't know if he would know which.
So I think he knows who they are because he saw them introduced, and he, I think, refers to him as Your Grace. But what I would say is Dunk is just awkward as hell this entire time. He's flubbing over everything. He's like forgetting himself. He's like forgets to bow, says I'm sure they won't turn up dead. And then he like, I think it's just his first time interacting with royals where he like doesn't remember he should bow until like halfway.
It was just weird they picked the same spot in the book. And the reason he does it in the book is because he says to Baelor, "Oh, that wasn't you. That was the Prince of Dragonstone." And Baelor goes, "Yeah." And they didn't do that. But instead, he says most of the line, except sans that part, and then bowed. And I was like, "Wait, why is he bowed? He didn't wait." So I was like completely confused of if he knew who they were at the beginning or if he just learned there. But I definitely read it at the beginning that he knew who they were. Like
I think he knew, and I think they made it like him seeking them out in the hopes, because he probably heard the story of the time he jousted and broke he obviously did, because he thinks he broke 7 lances rather than 4. So like I think he recognizes this is one last chance of someone who might remember him.
Yeah. Well, and also Arlen's. I'll shut up after I say, but Arlen pounded it into Dunk's head that Baelor is the most noble dude ever.
Right.
Yeah. So right.
I think it's also telling that I don't think he uses Your Grace right away. As you can tell from this screenshot we're looking at right now, it's "My Lords" at the start, and then he figures out who's who, and then it's Your Grace.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah. I'll have to rewatch the scene, but that in any case, like I do think he roughly knows they are Targaryens, but then also he is just flubbing over himself this entire scene, which I find pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a screenshot of it, but I do like the look that Lord Ashford gives to Maekar when he's just like, a shield and sword doesn't make a knight, and then he kind of looks for approval to Maekar because he just shit on the guy who Maekar
Right.
was sort of shitting
Yeah.
on. He's like, looks and Maekar just ignores him.
We
Like, oh, never mind.
we don't like
Back to
hedge
looking
knives,
serious.
right, Makar?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like DBZ Abridged, freaking Napa, like, right, Vegeta?
I really liked. I'm generally very opposed to like inside the episode type stuff, but there was a good interview. I forget if it was with Parker. I think it was Parker and not the actor who plays Baylor here, but referring to this scene as a little bit of ego on his part as well, because he is such a good guy. But I do think he is like,
Yeah.
you know, I think he feels good that he is the only person to remember this old knight and that he's remembered
Yeah.
this history.
Yeah, he's like a know-it-all
Yeah.
nerd. Like,
A little bit.
actually, the fighting style
I-
in that lightsaber battle is Form 4. Like, oh,
So
shut up.
it reminded me of like there are some quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers was this way as a longtime Packer fan where like people would ask him a question about like, do you remember that second touchdown you threw in week 5 2014? And he's like, oh yeah, they had too high safety and we ran a post and go and he beat the defender like this, and like just that insane memory. Like that's the kind of vibes I get from Baylor here, where he's got that memory for all of his tourneys he ever fought. He's like, yeah,
Well,
we
now
broke
I'm
4
gonna
lances
think-
that day.
Now I'm gonna hate Baylor. I love Baylor.
Yeah, now you're
Now you're
comparing
gonna
him to
make
Aaron
me.
Rodgers.
Because remember, the reason why Aaron Rodgers remembers that is because he's a horrible person everywhere else. Because he's just a garbage human being, so he could be a good football player. Okay,
We stand Aaron Rodgers in this house, Taco.
No, I will burn the house down. I will burn this place down.
I do wonder how Martin feels about Aaron Rodgers as a Jets fan.
Probably hits him too.
Well, he really liked him for 30 seconds when he ran out onto the field before tearing his Achilles, and then probably does not like him so much now.
Valid.
Probably.
I do back to the Game of Thrones. I do like
You're the one who brought up Aaron Rodgers.
Quiz face Dunk gets here where he's like, you remember the Grey Lion's name then, I'm sure. And like in the book, Dunk is like completely like, oh no, I don't remember. Oh no, oh no.
I missed
like,
that
eventually
expression and I love it.
Yeah. He's just like, oh shoot. Like what's the guy's name?
in the book he has an actual exclamation point at it. Like, because I just read it, he's like, Dave Lancer! Like he yells it. I love that. I love Dunk so much. I love the big awkward oaf. Like it's such a cool trope, and I think this is like the best version of a well-meaning oaf. Yeah, good. I'm with you. Team of the tower. Yeah, not impressed. Frankly, not impressed. I'm gonna bounce for probably like 15 minutes, but
okay.
I will. Bounce
I do think Aaron Rodgers' wife has been seen, but we don't
she
need to
is
talk
real?
about Aaron
She's
Rodgers'
not
wife.
AI.
Yes. I'm pretty sure they've figured out who his wife is. And I think she is a couple decades younger than he is.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
To be expected.
But is very attractive, so good for you. That's my quarterback. Go get him.
Not anymore, dude. Jordan Love's your quarterback. Embrace him.
Jordan
I
Love
like
is
Jordan
also
Love.
my quarterback.
Boo.
Brett Favre is still my quarterback. As is
We are not starting that.
Chasing Taco out of here with all my.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if I am coming back
tormented
now.
him.
See you guys later.
All right.
See
you, Taco. But yeah. No, and then I like Maekar being like, how can you possibly remember some hedge knight you fought 20 years ago?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this whole scene. To change topics back off of Aaron Rodgers and everyone in chat telling me I don't need to claim Brett
It's
Favre
happening.
anymore.
I think we talked about that the last Interesting Nerd Club episode I was on.
Yeah. I mean the football just it's always relevant. It always comes up.
This is true. Too bad Aaron Rodgers isn't in the Super Bowl, but c'est la vie.
Yeah. What can you do? I was hoping it would be him versus Jordan Love, but
that would be ideal. The run back of the Super Bowl I remember watching as a kid.
Yeah. I was at that Super Bowl.
Really?
Rodgers versus Steelers. Yep. I was in the building. in
Wow.
Jerry World. It was great. Yeah.
I did not enjoy that game. I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, are you? I'm
Yep.
sorry. Sorry,
No,
that's
it's
too
okay.
bad. Oh,
But we
so
can
you
share Rodgers at least.
yeah, you got to root for Rodgers. How do you feel about Mike McCarthy? You now get to root for
I feel
McCarthy as
great.
well.
It's gonna be great. It's a great choice.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I think
not.
yeah, I know. It it could work out, but I do like I don't know if you wanted Tomlin fired, but I do think like if they could
I
have kept Tomlin, they would have been better off just keeping Tomlin. But that was my. I thought Tomlin was very good as a coach.
I think I agree with you. I think Tomlin was pretty great all around. I think that some change needed to be made with like that long without a playoff win. But I think we
Yeah,
moved in precisely the wrong direction. Like
yeah,
my
yeah.
ideal new coach probably would have been Marcus Freeman, but I don't know.
It is. It's definitely feels like a lateral move. Like,
Yes, if
and
not a
also it.
direct downward move.
Yeah, and it will also break the Steelers' tradition of having every coach last like 2 decades because
Yeah,
McCarthy won't be there for 20
if this guy
years.
isn't out in 2 years, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
back to Duncan Egg. Sorry to
back to what
sidetrack.
people definitely come here for our football takes,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's fine. We'll go back to talking about the show. It's fine. Um, but yeah, no, we got him. He said the
Think as a
line. He
castle
said the
wall.
thing. Yeah, he said the thing. Which, for those of you who don't read the books, he always thinks of himself as thick as a castle wall and slow as an oryx, because it was drilled into his head by Sir Arlen that, hey, Dunk, you're kind of dumb, bud. Which uh is not the next scene, I don't think, but it was very funny when he was talking to Egg later on, and they're just like, he's like, people used to call me stupid, and
And
what, what,
that
what did
might
he
have been the
do?
funniest scene of the episode for me.
Yeah, it was so good. And it's just like proving that it's like you are stupid, dumb. Like they call me stupid,
Yeah.
and I am. I don't get what we're talking about right now.
Dexter does fully kill pretty much every scene.
Yes, he's so good. I both of their comedic timing is great. Like
Agreed.
they're a great casting duo. Um, but yeah, I liked that. I liked
Was this
the
the
Florian and
first
Jonquil.
first mention of an RX in on screen at any point?
In Did they not call Gren RX ever in the original
I
show?
would bet something big that they didn't,
That
but
they
I'm not positive
Yeah.
on that.
It seems like to me, if they did, it would be like a thing they did when he was first introduced and then dropped and never did again. But you might be
Yeah.
right. Like he may not have ever been called an Oryx. Um,
Did you catch the new phrase for Westeros last episode?
what was that?
I think it was the first time on page or screen anyone used the phrase bullshit in Westeros.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That
Plummer says it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think in the book, John
Interesting.
refers to something as horse shit at one point, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
new.
you're right. Like bullshit definitely does like stand out because yeah, I think horse shit is usually what they say.
Yeah.
Um, but Dunk making eyes at Tanzel here and Egg
Yeah.
getting some smiles back and forth with some girl he sat next to, like a baller, go sit next to the cute girl at the show. If ever any of you in the audience have the opportunity, like you can just sit anywhere or stand anywhere at a concert, just go up to the cute girl your age and just go stand there, see what happens. So
It's good advice.
Egg Egg's got that game. Um, but yeah, uh, I like so I think she's Jonquil here. I've
Yeah,
seen
and Florian the
some
Fool.
people right, and some people are like, why is she so big? I think like the idea is that Jonquil is like so lovely that she is like larger than life, that she's like basically a goddess in this play, right? Like that's why they need to have the tall girl on stilts with extra long arms. I think that's what they're saying, but I don't know if you had any other
That was
takes.
my interpretation as well. I thought it was something of an artistic liberty in that regard.
Yeah, she's like larger than life, so lovely that she's basically a goddess type of
Yeah.
thing. But a
And I
fool in the
do
night.
I like the way they're
Go
kind of
ahead.
seeding like lore this way through these puppet shows, especially even
Yeah,
more so last episode with Sir I can never say the
Serwyn
name
of the
correctly.
Mirror Shield.
Sir Serwyn of the Mirror Shield. Because
Yeah,
I do think they'll do that in season 3 of House of the Dragon, which I'm looking forward to.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is a good little playoff between the uh two shows for sure. But yeah, I've never heard of such a thing. All men are fools and all men are knights, where women are concerned. Ha ha ha. And then Dunk goes and proves it by being foolish in front of a woman.
Do you
I do like how yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I do like how Egg is just like all interested in how you make the fire get big, like
I was about
very
to say
9-year-old coded. Yeah,
Summer Hall foreshadowing, not clickbait question
possibly.
mark.
Possibly. Definitely some potential foreshadowing, but also very 9-year-old coded of
Oh,
it's
yes.
fun to throw explosive things into the fire or spray hairspray at the fire. Like all that all that stuff. I don't know if you ever did any of that goofy stuff as a kid, but
A little bit. At one point, my grandma was handed a lit cherry bomb, and she did not know what it was, so she just held it. My uncle had to hit it out of her hand.
oh boy. At one point my friends like took electrical tape and a bunch of those sparklers like that you hold in your hand for the 4th of July, and they wrapped like 2 packs of those sparklers up just insanely tight and left a hole at the bottom, and it turns into just a rocket that shot like 100 yards in the air. Like
That's
we shot it up at
awesome.
a park. Yeah, we shot it up at a park in like the middle of the night. It flies up over the tree line, lands in the yard of someone who's like, you know, 80 yards away from where we launched it. We had to like run through the woods and stomp out the grass that had briefly caught fire.
That's pretty
uh,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't blow stuff
We
up enough as a
definitely
kid.
no, we definitely got our fill in of that for sure. Um, But yeah, so Egg being interested in how to make the fire big definitely tracks for me. Um I like Dunk. He's like, "Can you paint something for me?" and then hits her with the, "I don't know, I didn't think I'd actually get this far." No idea.
I've seen a lot of people point this out that he has a shield again in the scene with Steely
Yes.
Pate, which
Yeah,
makes the show unwatchable, of course.
yeah. It is a continuity error a little bit. My headcanon is that he went back to camp and got a training shield that he used to wear when Sir Arlen wore his shield. It's maybe a
I
shittier
would
shield,
that is now
but
canon in my head.
yes, that's my headcanon to solve it. It's not painted because it was Dunk's uh, bad training shield. Why would he do that? For the reason that he's got his shield and sword on him. You know, if you got a shield and sword, have it on you in case some shit goes down. Like,
Yeah.
stay strapped, as they say in Westeros.
Yep.
But yeah,
Famous
that
saying of the King's Guard.
yeah, yeah. That's the oath of the King's Guards. I will stay strapped at all times.
Mhm.
But yeah. Um and then yeah, we get the introduction to her as Tansel too tall and the classic, "You're not too tall. I mean, you're just right for pause for puppets." It's great.
The
So
cut
he
to
was
Egg, like, whipping his head over, I think was my biggest laugh
yeah.
of the episode.
Yeah, it was great. The comedic timing of this whole thing, it was great. Like the Dunk and Egg dynamic. This episode was definitely fire. Um, so like it is not confirmed what he was about to say, whether he was about to say for kissing or for me. I thought like when I first read the novella, he was about to say for me. Like, "You're not too tall for me,"
Yeah,
but
that was
it's
my
awkward
thought.
because that's yeah. Some people say like for kissing because he had remembered like kissing a girl once where she had to like stand on a stool or like he had to bend way down, but like I think he was about to say, "You're not too tall for me," which is awkward because it's giving away the game that he's already thinking about being in a relationship with her, which on your first meeting, you don't want to give that away too much.
No, a little bit of a Ted Mosby there.
Yeah. But Egg comes in and saves him with the puppets line, which in the books, Dunk just sits there awkwardly for a minute and then stammers out puppets, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, then we get this scene, which I thought was very funny. It didn't feel well handled. It's like, no, not quite.
All right. I think I should probably, unfortunately, get back to
Yeah.
studying here.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for stopping by, Quinn. Everyone, go subscribe to Quinn the GM and check out his recent video, but not until after this stream is over.
Yes, wait until after the stream. Thank you for having me. This was a very fun time. I hope to return at some point in the future.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Quinn. We'll have you back at some point for sure. So, talk to you later.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. So, yeah, chat. We get this funny little interaction where everyone's always told me I was stupid. And what? It's just like, when you were stupid, when people said you were stupid, what did you do? What business is that of yours? Just like, thought you were trying to help me. Help you what? Grow? It's very funny. Like, yeah, I think this exchange just works on so many levels. It's great. Yeah, it was one of the best scenes for sure. Because Dunk is just having like a completely different conversation, proving that he is indeed a little bit stupid. And he had no retort for whenever everyone called him stupid because he is a little bit stupid. But then, of course, our MVP shows back up, Lionel Baratheon. Will you heed my call to war? And then they have a nice big tug of war. And Lionel like recruits everyone for this very important tug of war and then just instantly leaves. He's just like, I'm thirsty, I'll be back, I'll be back. And then again continues to be the bisexual chaos agent that he is, slapping Dunk on the ass, saying looking good, and returning to help them pull Egg over the line to win the tug of war at the end. All very funny. Very, very good scene. Yeah. All celebrating, and they toss Egg up in the air. It's all very good. I like it a lot. And then we get Steely Pate. And yeah, Lionel is apparently the type who leads from the back though. Like he recruits everyone to war. That's another thing I was going to mention. He recruits everyone to war and then he goes and gets a drink and then comes back in to clean up the battle at the end. He's, he's the more typical lord. He's not leading from the front like Ned and Rob, you know. He can lead from the rear sometimes. Have a nice drink. That's the perks of being the Lord of Storm's End, I guess. But then we meet Steely Pate, who is out there selling his armor. It is kind of funny because like obviously throughout the whole time they are trying to make Dunk into this giant guy, and like it in some scenes they do a good job of like having him hit his head on things or positioning him in ways where he looks huge, but like when you just look at Steely Pate looks like gigantic. Like he looks like almost as big as Dunk. uh and so yeah, Steely Pate sells only his own work, but he looks at Dunk, he's like, oh, you're a big one. It's like, dude, look at you. You look like you're as massive as Dunk. But yeah, and then we get the very sad scene of Dunk saying goodbye to Sweetfoot. Um, it you know, he's a loving guy. He's basically has to sell his pet, which is very sad. It you know, he's got to sell his pet, and he promises, "Hey, if I win, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna buy you back. Oh, and speaking of buying you back, we've got Taco back.
Me?
Yeah, you're back. We were just talking. Do you have anything to say about Steely Pate? I just mentioned how, like, through all the work they do to make Dunk look massive, Steely Pate looks gigantic just by sitting there.
Well, I do. I mean, I have so much to say about Steely Pate. I literally made a video
Go
about
for
Steely
it.
Pate.
Yeah, go for it.
How canon? Maybe you don't even know. How canon is it to you that Steely Pate is Ibish?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Have you ever heard that?
I did see you shared your video of Steely Pate, and it questioned that in the thumbnail, I believe.
I literally, maybe I just had my head into too many Reddit holes. That sounds great. But I literally thought Steely Pate was Ib, like it was like canonized. Or whatever. I literally thought it was canonized that he was from Ib. And then when
because they're like the hairy dudes, right?
They're like D&D dwarves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I thought that was like just like something and then I like noticed when I made the video for him, I'm like, wait, it doesn't say it on the wiki and it doesn't say it in any of the like text. And it's like, oh, maybe he's not. And then after I've like shared that, I haven't heard anyone bring up that he is. So I'm like, oh, is he? Did I just think that was more like mainstream than it was? Yeah. Well, you can go watch it whenever you want, Baylor Blakespeare, because I talked about it like 2 years ago.
Taco has a Steely Pate video, which you can also watch after this stream.
Yeah, and go watch my review too. But, did you scare away Quinn the GM?
No, he was only stopping for a little bit because he was on a study break. He was basically stopping in between sessions of homework for.
If you want to know, I want to know why he's never done one of my streams. That's always his excuse. He's like 3 hour live stream at 9 p.m. No, dude, like I'm in law school, man. Like,
he's out there trying to accomplish things with his life.
Ooh. The reason I hate Brett Favre isn't even the fact he was a football player. It's just who he is as a person. I just wanted you to know. Like, I accepted him as a Viking.
Taco's been stewing about Brett Favre for like last.
No, you have no clue. When you were like, oh, I'm
trying to put his daughter to sleep, he's like, let me tell you about Brett Favre, by the way.
Tell you about a giant piece
this guy torments us for 20 years, comes in, has the best season the Vikings ever had, and then throws a pick to ruin it. Yep. And then he stole a bunch of money too.
And then stole a bunch of money from children. And then he once sent an unsolicited pick to somebody and ruined their career. Anyways.
Yeah, that is the worst one.
Can hate him. Well, still millions of dollars. Not to like to lessen Jen Sturger's life. Like that sucks that her life got ruined. It does. I love Jen Sturger. But like $50 million for children, or $5 million for children's pretty messed up.
Yeah, they're both pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah, screw them. So yeah, when you were like, oh, more, and like it has nothing to do with his Packers career at this point. Like I think that everyone should not like him, but I do. I am a Vikings fan, but I also hate like our own quarterbacks. Like that's the love of being a Vikings fan. Is that like?
That's the problem. You guys let a quarterback go, and then he goes to the Super Bowl the next year. There's another football YouTube channel called The Paul Farrington Show, which is a bunch of Vikings fans, and one of them was just like, honestly, watching Sam Darnold this year is like, you broke up with your super hot girlfriend, now she's dating another dude, still looking hot, and you got catfished by the one you left her for.
Hotter. He's not seeing ghosts. He played a playoff game, damn it. You won it.
Yep. And we do love 9 jokes in this chat. We enjoy any jokes about 9, so keep those coming. But anyway, how do you feel about Dunk having to sell his pet, saying goodbye to the horse that he loves?
Is this Sweetfoot? Did they say it?
This is Sweetfoot.
I know who it is in the canon. I just they didn't say it.
It is. They confirmed Thunder is one of the brown ones, and Chestnut only makes sense to be the other brown one. Even if they didn't say it, by process of elimination, this is Sweetfoot.
I don't. it's weird because it's not played up to be sad in the books. It's like something he goes and does. And
I thought he was sad about it. I can't remember
maybe
for sure. I thought
it's like very brief if he is.
it's. I think it's because he does the whole part about like make sure she has some oats and an apple.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He does that too.
And I think it is sad, but it may not dwell on how sad Dunk is about it. I found
Maybe
it
the
sad
difference
because, like,
is the music is the difference.
Yeah.
Like the music, the music of this show has been phenomenal. And
yeah. There's something about like seeing someone hug their pet and having to say goodbye that hits harder than reading like I sold my horse.
Yeah, you're right. And I do think the music did it. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was sad, and man, we made it this far in, huh? This is like halfway through. I missed the tug of war.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about tug of war scene? Well,
I mean, if you just want to hear me say Lionel Baratheon drips freaking charisma and then spanks Dunk. So the flirty isn't my head, right?
No, he's absolutely bisexual chaos king for sure.
Yeah, I love him. I mean,
he's great.
Him just in the dance scene in the first episode is so good. That like he looks like Oscar Isaac so much that it like kind of freaks me out. But like but he like he just oh man, there was something about they had to have known where they're like, all right, people are gonna get mad that it doesn't look like him, but this guy's so damn good.
This guy's too good at he's too good at it.
And then in 1 minute they're gonna go, favorite character, man, it's hard not to. He is so damn good. Like, give this guy all the what do they get? Grammys? Give him all the Grammys. No, not Grammys. Emmys. Give him all the Emmys.
Emmys, yeah.
Yeah,
give him the one.
Yeah.
CMT Music Awards. Give him those two.
No, he's not Dornish. No, he's hung like a Dornishman.
Yeah, I mean, he's just tan. He's just out in the sun a lot. It's fine.
I know. I was using a joke about Manfred Dondarrion says that in the first episode.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
And also they ruined it because he goes, "No, I hung Dornishman," and I'm like, "No, it's hanged Dornishman for one." But that would ruin the dick joke, so they went with making it grammatically incorrect to make a dick joke. Steely Pate's great. It is sad. And I feel like the Dornish marches always look Dornish. Like they all have dark hair. Like Baratheons have always been slightly dark with dark hair and dark beards.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we get any comments in the novels on Robert Stannis or Renly's skin tone directly, but like it would make sense. They're close to South. They'd be tanner.
Saying look Dornish is such a misnomer because there are three very distinct cultures in Dorne.
Exactly that too.
Extremely distinct cultures.
Most of the time that they're calling someone Dornish, it's just purely to insult them. Like they're not really...
it's sandy Dornish because that's what Martells look like. But Stony Dornish.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Stony and Salty? No, so they're salty Dornish. Yeah. Right? I want to say Martells are salty Dornish.
Yeah, you can look that up. I would say too, like the one kind of funny thing about the first episode with the Ashford chair scene, it was like the first time that we got like racism that wasn't against the Dornish. Like we get some Riverland racism apparently, which
this isn't the Riverlands. But also this is the freaking Reach. They can talk shit about everything.
Oh yeah, the Reach is like the place you want to live.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in the Westerlands if you're Lannister. If you're not Lannister, you want to live in the Reach because you don't want to work in the mines. You want to work in the fruit orchards.
You don't want to even be the second most powerful house in the Westerlands because you get killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even want to prosper because Tywin will probably kill you if you're prospering.
Yeah.
Sunspear Martells are salty Dornishmen. So the ones who live near the Broken Arm, where the red mountains stretch out to the Sea of Dorne, and then sandy are the deserts. So your Ullers and your Corgyles. Ullers are probably my favorite Dornish house. And then Stony Dornishmen would be the ones in the Red Mountain, Ironwoods, and then even Danes. Yeah, which we're pretty sure Danes are not Dornish at all, but yeah, I think they definitely have an ancestry that traces its ancestry back to where the Valyrians trace theirs back. But maybe I'm just crazy.
I mean, that makes sense with what we've been told about them. That something's going on.
Yeah. I've been clicking people's chats because I'm not used to not running it.
Oh.
I literally clicked somebody's chat. I'm like, wait, I'm not running this stream.
Yeah, we will get to Tully biting the head off a fish.
I was gonna say, Egg eats a fish in the first episode, and then this guy bites a fish uncooked, and then he goes, ugh. Yeah.
I do like when Dunk is like trying to dream big about like if he does well, maybe someone will hire him, and he's just like, you think they employ many hedge knights in House freaking Targaryen, kid? It's like, all right, enough of that now.
Yep.
Then they go watch the joust.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to talk about the joust, but I also wanted to bring up it's Medgar Tully. That name is nuts. Okay. Medgar. Medgar. What's that name? I feel like the Riverlands, he never tied down like a culture. Like the Westerlands are clearly like the Welsh. And like, like, oh, these guys are like the stand-in for this, but Riverlands are like, you throw your Sesame Street jokes into the Riverlands, who cares?
Right. Right. Yeah. So yeah, we get some night jousting. Knights at night jousting.
Yeah, the night knights.
Yeah. And we get the guy who, in the moment of silence before the tournament, calls Lord Ashford, basically calls him a redneck.
Hell yeah.
Like, there was a thing, because like there's not many big cities super near where I grew up, and we're from probably the biggest town in the local area. And so like when I was like a sophomore or whatever, before like baseball games, we'd all huddle up, and one of the seniors would always be like, those guys over there, they fuck whatever farm animals. And then like we get to one of our like rivals that we're playing. He's like, okay, I know that we say this before every time we play one of these little hick towns, but those guys actually do. It comes out in the news like once or twice a year that there's some story of that going on. These people, it's real. They actually do. We are going to go and beat these guys.
I'm not going to dox the town here, but there is a small town that my stepdad, when I was a kid, told me, because I was dating a girl who didn't live in that town but went to high school in that town, small town stuff, right? And he's like, oh, that town, there was the quarterback who got caught banging a pig. And I was like, what? And he like tells me this whole story. I'm not going to say it for obvious reasons. Yeah. But it's like a hilarious, like, his life is ruined type, like the whole town gets awakened. Like the cops are there, like it's everybody gets out. This is not in the South, by the way. I love that. I love that. That's
this is just like the typical way that everyone makes fun of the town next to them that is slightly smaller than them.
So recently, skip like 20 years or more, there's this young guy who works at the factory I work at, and he's like, oh, I'm from this town. And I was like, why does that town sound familiar? I'm like, oh yeah, I had a girlfriend from there. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, hey dude, I got something. And I was like, so my stepdad told me the story once, and he goes, no, that's true. And he's a pig farmer now. And I died. He's like, I worked at his farm, and he just like, and I'm like, did you hear that story before you worked there? He's like, no, he told me it on like my third day. Like, oh, this one time. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh God.
Oh my God. And I'm like, they let him own a hog farm?
Yeah. Lord Ashford has to just Ashford has to just sit there. No, go yeah, but Lord Ashford just has to sit there and eat it as the Targaryens pretend they didn't hear that.
So funny. And I also love the idea of cheering you know, that specific time where work with what you love. That specific time when the crowd knows the band's about to start, you know, so everyone goes quiet. That's when I always yell something. And I love that somebody knew that and just yelled, "All right for baked sheep!" Like, so good.
Yeah.
I like to yell thorough feedback to bands. Like after a song, I'll yell like, "I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you." Something I like to do.
And then yes, we get to the biting of the fish head, which I took the screenshot before he bites the head off, so YouTube won't get mad at me.
But will they get mad?
I don't know. I know they would get mad about certain things. I don't know if biting a fish head off is considered gore enough to.
I don't know, man.
They would get mad about certain scenes in this show. That one probably not. But
no, when it comes to animals that we humanitarily care about, fish are like down at the bottom. Like people don't really care about fish.
There's even people who don't eat meat that eat the fish. They're just like,
yeah, exactly. Even Kurt Cobain said it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. Like, yeah, I mean, it's Kurt. It wasn't really science, but yeah. So I love everything about this. I do have one question. It's not a nitpick. It's a question. Is because if you look, they're not on the right sides. Yeah. Humphrey Harding, which that's clearly Humphrey Harding, the white and red motley, is a champion, right? And then, I guess I can't see it in this lighting, but when I was like looking at the sides are on, that's Lionel Baratheon way over on the far left. You can see the antlers. He would be a challenger. He's not one of the champions. So you think that they would align to the champions up on one side and the challengers on the other, or maybe they just intermix them. But
it seems they've intermixed them, right?
Yeah, they must have. If they're sticking with who the champions are and who are not. But all that being said, they nailed the heraldry. I wish this was during the day. And like my only nitpick is like I want to see more of it. I want it to be way more visible, but I loved this whole 30 seconds. And I love that it gave Dunk a panic attack. It's so powerful.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute here too. So in the books, they don't all go at once, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do? Okay. I misremembered that then. I didn't remember them all going at once.
At least in the graphic novel, they do. I can literally send you, because I used it for mine. I have it saved, like the panel of all of them bashing at the same time.
I probably just misremember that, because like I said, I didn't want to like instantly remind myself of everything, so I would be nitpicking like right before the season came out. But I was like, oh shoot, they're all going at once. That's hardcore. But like, I would think as a spectator sport, you would want to watch each one at once, you know?
Yeah, but it's really
but it is.
It's a sensational sport, you know, like you want it to be flashy. Like,
right.
You know, that was the cool thing is, you know, no one's like watching technique. It's like,
it's more like a football, like a rugby team's just colliding than it is like, you're not like watching 5 boxing matches in one ring.
No, you nailed it. Like, that's exactly it. Like, I'm not watching it like, oh, I don't want to miss anything, you know. No.
Yeah, he did really good holding he aimed his lance really well.
Yeah, no, man. Just kill each other. Did you skip the Valar Targaryen?
Oh, reveal? I didn't get a screenshot of that, but yeah, we can talk about that.
Well, I just have a dad joke. Because it's like the second time where we just get knowledge from Egg. So I started calling it Exposition.
There you go.
This is my dad joke, right? Not funny, but it's a dad joke. But this one was one of the most egregious exposition dumps it's like Dunk is like, who is that? And he's like, it's Valar Targaryen, the prince. Okay. It's like, like it was just for our sake. Like it felt so no reason for it to happen. We just had to learn that.
and then we get Dunk having like a panic attack where his life is like flashing before his eyes when he realizes, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do that if
Yes.
I have bet essentially I've bet my life savings on my ability in this tournament,
To
and
win
that's what
one.
it's gonna look like.
To
Yeah.
win once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's freaking out, and then someone in the chat pointed this out to Egg. Starts looking, Egg watches them, like all the squires like running with the lances and like slapping the horses to get him going again, and he looks down at his hands like, am I gonna be able to be a squire? Like, am I good? Am I big enough? Am I strong enough to do this? Like,
You're
both of
you're
them
right.
in
I
this
read
moment are
that
sitting there like,
as
oh man,
I read
I
that
got
as him wanting to get down because the Targaryens were on the other side looking at him. But
that. I mean, that's, I think, part of what it
I think
is.
what you said. Well,
But
I think what you said might actually be right.
in this, yeah, in this case, like at least this moment of him looking at his hands is like, it may not be why he
Oh
wanted to get
yeah,
down, but like him looking down at his hands like, oh man, like this is something crazy I signed up for. Like, I love how both of them are having that same realization in this moment.
yeah.
But and then we're almost to the end. I will say with chat, we're gonna go into like full on spoilery section soon, where we can just full on talk about everything.
Spoiler
Does
time.
anyone in chat really not want us to go into spoiler section now? Like, we can go through the last couple slides, but we'll go through the last couple slides without spoilers, I guess, either way. But in like 5 minutes, we're gonna go to spoilery
Yeah.
chat here.
So if
But yeah, I
you
love
come
how
back and we're not wearing shirts, it means we're in spoiler time. No, all right, no, we're kidding.
I love how Egg is just like play fighting because he's so hyped up from the joust. That's very cute.
It's
Um
it's super cute. The
and the
coolest
Blackfire
thing.
rebellions just happened, so he's like cosplaying the war that just happened.
Well, it was 17 years ago, but
Yeah, but it's the one he grew up hearing about. Like, that's
yeah.
the war he grew up hearing about.
Well, like, yeah, I almost started my spoilers right now. But the coolest thing, and this is something I was really excited about when I found out they were making the show, is beforehand, when Hedge Knight was written, the Blackfire Rebellion wasn't a thing yet. There is zero mention of the Blackfire Rebellion in Hedge Knight. And then in contrast, Sworn Sword is all Blackfire Rebellion. Like, everybody's, who are you? It's all anyone's talking about. And then Mystery Knight, it's the freaking second one, right? Like, it's another Blackfire Rebellion. So I was really pumped of, now that we're writing this season with the knowledge of Blackfire Rebellion. And not only that, but we now have backstories for so many characters, like the Anvil, like Baelor Breakspear being the hammer and the anvil with Maekar during the Redgrass Field. That wasn't a thing yet. Like, we didn't know what the Redgrass Field was when this book was written. So now we have all these extra things about these characters around the Blackfires. So I was like, are they going to bring them up? Is it going to be like a part? And so far, it was literally this line, and that's it. But that's still cool. I'm still excited. But but it was like, I want more Blackfire. I want somebody to be like, no, we don't talk to Medgar Tully because he's a Blackfire support, like, or something. Like, I want there to be a little bit more.
Yeah. But then, the last scene that we get is mirroring the first scene, where he's like reflecting on the life of Sir Arlen, and in the beginning he was talking about how great a man he was and like all these cool things about him, and now like the reality of it has kind of hit him in the face, and he's just like, do great knights live in hedges and die by the side of a muddy road? I think not. He drank and he whored. He was a hard man to know, but he made no friends either, but he was good to me. And like, I think that is, he's now got a more grown up, more accurate view of Sir Arlen, of like, hey, obviously he wasn't the greatest knight ever, because if he was, someone would have been friends with him, someone would have remembered him,
he would have been accepted into somebody's service for more than a month. Right,
exactly. So he's got this more like adult understanding of who Sir Arlen was. But then we get the very badass ending line. He says, the noble lords can't even remember his name, but I am his legacy. Tomorrow, we will show them what his hand is wrought, and then he takes a bite out of his hard salt beef in very determined fashion, and the episode ends.
Of course,
I read
the book and Egg hasn't, or Dunk hasn't, so I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, but yeah.
Yes,
you mentioned it earlier, and I completely agree. It was a sudden end, and I was literally like typing. I'm like, all right, did it, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
And like when I watched it the second time, I was like, the ending hit me harder, but I was just like not ready for it to be over in the same way I was with episode 1, where episode 1, like they sort of slowly went into the end. I'm like, okay, this is the end, right? And then it ended. Whereas this one, we get the like inspirational line from Dunk, and then it just hard cuts. But like watching it back again, it is a very good ending, I thought. Like he sets up like, we are going to show them what Sir Arlen was able to do. He made me. I am his legacy.
Yeah,
they'll see.
Gigantic legacy.
So okay, should we warn everyone we're going full spoilers now, and then just kind of re-go over some things with spoilery stuff in mind? Chat. Anyone have any questions before spoiler time? Get them in now. Otherwise, we're going full spoilers here.
And if you send in a super chat, enough super chats, we will do the skins. We will take our shirts off.
Taco will strip.
It is negative like 30 or 40 out.
Yeah,
no matter
very cold.
how much
Luckily,
heat I have right now. Yeah, well, even no matter how much heat, like I am killing the oil in my furnace. Like it's just getting drained this week. As soon as I get paid, I'm just gonna like blindly throw a couple $100 into it. Like, like I don't want to run out. Hey, Leo Tyrell. Yeah. Hell yeah. Look at Leo.
Yeah. So, okay. No one has objected in chat. It is spoiler time now. And I like the way that they are handling this. We're fully in spoilers, but I like the way that they are handling Egg's identity. They've kept it subtle enough.
The people who don't know, I want to know if they're getting it. Because is it subtle? It's pretty like I think it's clear something's going on. Like it's clear that he's up to like he's not who he says. He's not just a rando bro.
I think next episode has got to be the reveal, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the episode preview, but it's got to be like the end of episode reveal.
It's gonna be this episode. I'm assuming it's the reveal, and also like right after that, we meet, Darren and things like that. So like things pop off where
yeah. Like I think they got to keep the secret for one more week, and like I think there is something suspect for sure, but like I don't think if I didn't know. Unless I was, like, really trying hard to figure out who this Egg kid is. Like, if you're just watching the show and you're not, like, fully aware that there is some massive mystery, you're just kind of like, what? This kid's a little weird. Well, I wonder what's up with that, right? Like, if you're not trying to figure out who he is, I would imagine some people are going to be shocked to find it out. But then, it makes complete sense, right? Like,
I'm trying to think of the major hints, besides the fact that he just acts not like an orphan boy, like he has the confidence. He's extremely smart, and more importantly than smart, he is educated. Like he has been educated, unlike Dunk. And also Jeremy Hall. I want everybody to know I am in Minnesota, so like this is a normal winter for me. Like everybody else is like, oh my god, I didn't even know it was a blizzard for the rest of the world. I just thought that it was like, oh, it's that time of season. I didn't know that everyone else is getting hit until like a couple days ago. But
we have a particularly cold week, but like a one that we expect to get like one of these or two of these a winter.
Yeah, I wasn't.
The rest of the country is just getting hammered by ice storms that they are not prepared for.
Yeah, absolutely not. Watch out. I'm not making that joke. All right. I'm moving on. All right, I'm moving on.
Egg.
Well, sorry. Now I'm looking at snow. 15 feet of snow.
Egg. For those of you who don't know, of course, since we're in spoiler zone, Egg is short for Egbert.
Yes, Egbert the Fifth.
He is Egbert Connington.
The let's come up with the unfit. What's a good that wasn't used? The unwashed. Egbert, the unwashed.
But no, so like
I wanted to go over the clues. So
yeah.
Besides his overall demeanor, there is, I don't know if what happened with the inn, because she never states that's my kid. She's like, oh, is the boy out there? And he's like, yeah, your boy. And she's like, oh, I thought he ran off. Like, they played that so easily that isn't the boy. Like, they made it that doesn't have to be the boy. Egg the uncooked. Yes. Unflipped.
Yep.
But
the unscrambled.
Thank you. So that doesn't quite count, but of course you have him running away, him I would say like him running away when the Targaryens show up, and then him saying he's from King's Landing and not from Flea Bottom. What else are we missing?
And when asked if he's an orphan, he doesn't answer. He just says, "Are you?" Like, and he also says "my lord" instead of "my lord," where Dunk says "my lord."
Yeah. There's always that. I love all the snow stuff. I want to say, like I feel bad for Texas. Like anywhere that you guys aren't ready for this, like I know what it's like to. Even though I grew up here, I didn't live in like Washington State for a couple like years, and there you get a little bit of snow in the whole town. Even like and it's fun to go. Oh, you guys can't handle it. No, I know that when your infrastructure isn't ready for it, it's hell. And like you guys don't have plows ready, like we do. Like I said, this isn't it wasn't very notable for me. It was just super cold. Like we had -40 for a while, but that happened.
We didn't get hammered with snow up here too much,
cold.
really.
Well, when it's too cold, it doesn't snow. And a lot of people don't realize that we don't get, like where I live isn't as snowy as one would expect because it's usually -20 and it's too cold to snow. So we get usually like one big blizzard at the beginning of the year, one in the middle, and one at the end. And that's it. Yeah. I know Texas ain't gonna have any snow plows, man. That sucks. When your infrastructure is not ready for it, it's hell. And if you guys don't have like heaters readily available,
like
generators,
5 or 6, might even be more at this point. Maybe even 6-7 years ago. When the last time we had enough snow where like in my yard it was plowed up enough for me to dig like giant snow tunnels where I could like I dug a snow tunnel where we could sit like 7 people inside it, and it was like candle lit. Like I dug sconces into the wall like where you could just set little candles, and it smelled like whatever the candles smelled like Hawaiian breeze or whatever.
We probably could.
We're in this big giant dugout snow tunnel, and there's just wind whipping outside at night. It was very cool.
That's super cool.
I'm mad we haven't gotten enough snow in so long to be able to do that. So.
I never do anything like that because I just don't go. It's too cold. Like it's too cold to go outside. And like we went sledding once this year, and we've had snow on the ground the whole time. But we're not gonna like go out when it's negative. Anything under 0 or anything under 10, I'm not going to take my kid outside to go sledding. So we got it was like 25 degrees like 2 weeks ago, and we went sledding. Like that was the only time. And we're right by a hill. But I was going to say, she wanted to go play out back, and I looked out there and I realized that the snow was above my fire pit. So I walked out and I stuck a post, and I was like, that's my fire pit. Don't run, because I didn't want her to run and hit metal and just because it's about what's right underneath the snow that can mess you up.
Yeah, you sink down in the snow just enough to bang your shin on the fire pit.
On the other side too, or just run and then
trip and
hit and nail the other side. That's what I was worried about. Yeah. Because that would knock all of her teeth out.
Yeah.
So I walked out there and stuck a thing, and I was like, stay away from that thing. Okay, so let's get back into eggs. So there's the the him running away, him mentioning King's Landing. I thought there was another one that I'm like completely forgetting about besides just his the knowledge of Duskendale.
Yes, him knowing all of these things. That's the biggest giveaway, I think, in the book, right? Is just he knows every night.
Specifically
he knows
about
so
a Kingsguard.
yeah, he knows about the Kingsguard, he knows about the princes, he knows about he knows like a ton of things.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like I obviously knew who he was before I first read
Me
the
too.
novella.
Yeah.
Because I was somewhat late to Dunk and Egg. I didn't want to like get super invested in Dunk and Egg because I kind of knew it wouldn't be finished. But then with this show coming out now, I was like, okay, it will actually have a chance to be the story to be told at least further.
Yeah.
And so then like I did go read or went and listen to them once this was announced. But I had known things about the series just from living in the fandom and hearing about
It's
it.
so weird. Like, because I think of like when I went to read, I did them all. You know, like once I'm
Yeah.
done with the books, let's do Dunk and Egg. Once Dunk and Egg's done, let's do Ice and Fire or Fire and Blood. And then once Fire and Blood's done, we'll start with Game of Thrones. You know, like But
Yeah.
I'm not a book with text. I almost said textbook, but a book that isn't a comic book guy. Like I grew up, like I have more comic books and graphic novels. I have hundreds and thousands. Like that's the majority of my bookshelf, and not just Marvel and DC. Not a lot of DC at all, but like graphic novels. Like I read almost exclusively art, books with art in it. And when I first got into these, I got into Game of Thrones, and then I started watching lore videos on YouTube years before I ever read them. It's like I learned what else, like all the stuff from Alt Shift X way before I ever actually read them. So like all of the theories were already ingrained into my head. When I know a lot of people do those things, and before I ever got actually went and I did the audiobooks for a super long time. And then now I'm finally reading, like I have the PDFs on this screen right now. I can flip to any of the books. I have them all open at all times. But for the longest time, it was literally I didn't read them. And I started forming opinions. And then I realized at some point I actually have to get my own.
Read them.
Yeah, you get your own opinion on them. And especially before I ever did. And it was years before I ever thought I was ever going to do. I never thought I would do content for it. I was doing content for other stuff. And I had a Song of Ice and Fire vid I wanted to do, and it did better than any of my other things. And I was like, maybe I should do this, So yeah. But
okay, and just a reminder, since it's been a minute since we've talked about it and people are coming in and out, we are in spoiler zone, and I'm about to ask a spoilery question to Taco. Taco, what are the chances you think this girl is Egg's future wife?
Oh, where is this at?
It's in Ashford in the Riverlands. This is when they're at the puppet show.
Oh, this is the puppet show.
She is a Blackwood, and they married for love. They genuinely liked each other.
Do we know she's a Blackwood?
No. This is their only interaction.
Okay.
This is just a girl, though. This is just a girl. Are her features dark enough to be Black Betha?
Is she Blackwoodian enough?
She's got black hair. In Egg's future wife in canon has black hair, and yeah, did I misspeak? Ashford Meadow is in the Reach.
Yes, it is.
But the Blackwoods would be close enough to come attend this tourney potentially. Was what I was trying to say.
Yeah, everybody.
I don't know if I said it correctly. So yeah, basically everyone who's not way up in the north is close enough to attend this tourney. And
what year does this take place? 209?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. That's about right. It was about
that sounds right to me. I had Ashford Meadow.
But she's the same age as Egg, right? So
that's what I'm looking up. But apparently, according to what I just did, let me flip back to according to the wiki, she was born in 209. Or 201.
Wiki says she was 201. Yeah.
201. And Ashford Meadow was 209, so she'd be 8. So that fits.
Egg is about 8 here, right?
The actor is 9, which is why I'm still just absolutely blown away by this kid's performance. I am hands down dude, I've been to my 9-year-old, when my nephew was 9, I went to his play. I've seen plays of 9-year-olds before. Yeah. They don't act. They are awful. It's not a great time. You have to lie and say it was fun. This kid's amazing. Dexter Soul Ansel, he is absolute star. He is amazing. Anyways, I had to say that. I didn't say it earlier when we were on. I do. It's very possible if you
like
but
they could
you
set
think
it
that
up
she would be
where
wearing a Blackwood thing.
that's the thing. Like, I'm not convinced she is, but you are my minor character guy, so I did want your opinion. It could be.
There
I
is
have no
like
strong opinion.
4 Blackwoods here.
Yeah, I think the
I remember
Blackwoods are at
because
the tourney.
Yeah, for like absolutely for sure, because I remember there's like all the different Blackwood sigils that are from this tourney. So we know like the entire family is here. I want to say I'm not making that up, right? Yeah, Asher Meadow, yeah, Bennifer Blackwood, Robert Blackwood, Roland Blackwood, Roger Blackwood are all there. So if Betha, let's look at now you got my detective hat on. Let's look at family relations for Betha and see if it's stated who she's related to, and if she is one of their kids. I'm gonna say right now. Oh, it doesn't say.
Okay.
Doesn't say father. Lord of Blackwood. So if I click this
Either
Lord
way,
Blackwood,
that would be a very cute little thing for them to have done.
I'm completely. I'm calling it plausible.
That's where I'm at too. Is it's like it definitely could be. There's nothing strong enough to tell us, but like if they have one more interaction this season, I'm gonna feel much more strongly about it being that, because I mean she's giving him the look of like, hey, you're pretty cool, and he's just like, hey, look at you, you're pretty cool. Like the romantic joke is made, and they both smile at each other. You know, it's like he's got the moves for a 9-year-old.
Some people have called me a fool.
Yeah. Where can you watch this? It's on HBO Max.
Yes.
HBO Max, or do they still call it Max? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's HBO. They brought back the HBO Irish Eagle. Yeah. Did you look at the wiki's art for Betha Blackwood?
I did, yes.
I know. I got a goth girl thing. Like I'm like, hey, because I was goth until I got too old to be goth. I was punk until it was like you can't be punk with a dad bod. It's weird. Fat people are not punks. It doesn't look like you're
not with that attitude.
Yeah, well, I guess. Or no, chubby people. Fat people who are like, I'm always gonna be fat no matter what. They're allowed to be punks. But people who were once skinny and then got a comfortable job, they're not allowed to be anymore. Anyways, Betha Blackwood. So maybe I would I'd give it a plausible, because we know that Blackwoods are there. But would she just be free to roam? I don't know.
I would imagine like they're just roaming about the camp, right? Like, or maybe her relatives are at this puppet show as well. Like Dunk isn't sitting with Egg. Like the kids go sit in front type of thing.
Yeah, go sit with the kids. Yeah. Did it seeing Egg on Dunk's shoulders take you back to like old games or concerts, like with your parents? Like I feel like that's such a visceral
little bit. I I was reminded, because I was mentioning earlier, when we were talking about this, I was like, if you have a spot open at a concert, just go sit next to the cute girl your age and just see what happens. I remember I was at a concert in Miller Park at one point, and we just went and stood next to these girls, and then I was talking to them the whole time, and afterwards, my sister was like, yeah, that was a Milwaukee Bucks cheerleader? I was like, no, wait, what? Like I got the two of them on Instagram or whatever. She mentioned to my sister, not to me, but she told my sister. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense though. She's like, she had a boyfriend, so I was mostly talking to her friend. But yeah, the one, my sister's like, her friend is a Milwaukee Bucks cheerleader. I'm like, no, I didn't know that. So we looked up the cheer squad, and I'm like, oh, sure enough, there she is.
That's so funny. No, it was like a small little hardcore band in like the city I grew up in, is like at a local band concert with a bunch of different punk and hardcore bands, is where I met my first like serious girlfriend, like the first girlfriend I did anything besides peck on the cheek with. And that was, I was way too young. I'm not saying the age, but that was at a concert, and that was like flirting with the cute chick at the concert. So, I was thinking like, I don't know, I don't have any success. I'm like, wait, I had a huge success with that. Never mind.
Egg's got good game for a 9-year-old.
He's into hardcore and punk. You can tell. Yeah.
Between that and helping Dunk flirt.
Well, he's into goth chicks because he marries a freaking Blackwood. Yeah. I almost said Ravenclaw. Yeah.
Are you gonna cover the HBO Harry Potter series when it's?
No, I'm not a Harry Potter guy.
I might.
My wife is a Harry Potter guy, but not to go there. But I'm not a huge J.K. Rowling fan anymore, and I'd rather not. So
I know nothing Harry Potter coverage. I know
nothing about Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm curious how the reboot of that will do, because if they do a good job, it makes me feel far better for the future reboot of Game of Thrones 20 years later, because they're rebooting Harry Potter 20 years later. So, yeah, it is funny, but I don't know. Is there anything else in the spoiler section that we really need to talk about?
Age gap, like making Lionel so much older makes the eventual, and also this romance, possible romance. Like, we're literally right now looking at him touching his butt. Where both these characters end up. That makes it so much bigger. Like, building their relationship up way more makes what happens at the end of the line, not the end, but towards the end of the line, way more impactful. Because, and I know you're saying spoiler zones, and I'm still not trying to draw spoilers.
Yeah, it's fine. The people who know. It's fine. We don't have to go full, because people do come in and out of the streams. So we are in spoiler territory. But
I think I just worked myself into the prison of no spoilers, like, for my own thing, and it's like that's gonna be locked for like another week. Like, I'm not even good at talking about spoilers right now because I've like purposely knocked it all back. Do you think? Here's a spoiler. Do you think Steely Pate's gonna have the same role at the end of the season than he does in the book? Because he's like a rather huge part of that last thing of like Up, like he's the one who removes the dude's helmet. And
yes, that part.
I can't wait because I love it. I think
I like this actor.
Yeah, he's great.
So, I like him. So him doing that would be a metal scene for sure.
Yeah, and also keep in mind of like, this is just the random blacksmith. I already gave a salute. I know they don't know who it's for. But yeah.
We are fully in spoiler zone if you just got here. But
we're still keeping it a little light. But we are in spoiler zone.
There is. I'm interested how they're going to handle that scene, but given the stuff they've been willing to show so far, I don't think they're going to be shy about just doing it.
And I can't wait. Honestly, like, I'm more worried about that spoiler than like Dunk's identity, honestly, because like that is one of the craziest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one of those that like you're just like, oh shoot. Like, that was one of the things that, like, when I first went back and listened to the novella, I didn't remember exactly what happened there, and then it hits you, you're like, oh boy.
Well, and even knowing about it, it's so visceral of he's fine until you remove the helmet. Like there's like something
holding it in place.
Not okay about the idea of like, no, it wasn't supposed to be there. He knocked his brains loose.
It's like, don't pull out the knife until you're at the ER type of vibe.
I do think that they are introducing characters in a really in a way where they're spacing out at the introductions, because this season is such an ensemble cast. And what's really funny about this show as a whole is there isn't an ensemble cast the entire show. There are 3 ensemble casts for all 3 seasons. Like their only the only consistency is Dunk and Egg, and then every season we're gonna meet and be with these like 7 or 8 more really important characters, and then they're not gonna be around anymore.
That is another thing too. Like,
it's so not cinematic.
And also for like spoiler, since we're in spoiler zone, I was like in non-spoiler zone, or like even talking about it in different videos. It was like weird to be like, do I talk about how Dunk and Egg are going to keep coming back season after season, even though HBO's not shy about that, because like a big plot point of this season is Dunk's life is on the line.
Yeah. Well, I think they all know.
But like,
Dunk's not gonna.
I do think most people know that Dunk and Egg, that Dunk will be in all of the seasons, like, because they're already talking about having it renewed for seasons 2 and 3, and it's named after Dunk. He's the POV, so like I think most people know it's not going to be like Ned Stark at the end of season 1 where Dunk
I brought that
gets
up
executed.
I was talking about tone, and not only is this wacky, but the show isn't as dark as in like horrible things happen. Like bad things are going to happen. We have a, Targaryens are on the loose, but it's not as like, I don't throw out example. There's no blood and cheese. Like there's nothing going to be that dark, right? There's not.
And I love you, random citizen.
Yeah, change your name, man. Change your man. But yeah, there's not going to be a blood and cheese. There's not going to be one of those like pit in your stomach, holy crap, this is the darkest shit ever. But that being said, like, but is there not like the ending of this season's going to be a little rough, But yeah, there is no Ned death, and that's something that I even was like trying to state, and I didn't know if that was a spoiler when I was like stating it, because I was like, it's not like our main character is gonna lose their head, and I was like, well, a main character.
We're in an awkward position because HBO has kind of not been shy about it, but it is literally like, the main plot point of the season is, will our main character be executed over this? Like, it is a little awkward in that way.
Do you think that they're going to choose when season 2 comes along that they're going to write new material for the characters who are established in season 1 who are not in season 2? Like, are we going to have scenes and plot points for Lionel or Maekar? So like we kind of know a little enough about them where you could do like an episode that shows them here and there.
Right. I would imagine they'll keep it to the point where it makes sense. Like, I don't think we'll necessarily see Lionel because they're nowhere near, or are they?
No, but I'm saying break the point of view of Dunk.
I don't think they'll break the point of view of Dunk. At least that's what Ira Parker has said. So like, unless it's flashbacky type stuff, which I hope we get a bunch of flashbacks to Aemon and Egg. Because that happens between book 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, we don't actually meet Aemon in any of the books. The time that they hang out with him is between 1 and 2.
So like, I would be actually perfectly okay with if in season 2 they just put like an episode at the Citadel. Like episode 1 is something that happens in between the books that we never see. Like, I kind of want that because like, Egg, I dreamed I was old will hit so much harder the more we get interactions between.
Well, we did enough flashback in the second book. Like, we hear about what they do in Dorne. We even hear like who they work for, what they did. I can't remember all of it now, but it was like one of Aegon the Unworthy's old mistresses. Like, they like meet her and she was a jerk. Like, there's like a lot of like, we do hear a lot about what happens in that. From like, so we could easily do the first episode being them and Dorne. Like, I do feel like we have enough information, but the way that this show likes to go so word for word so far, that are they going to do a scene or an entire episode where they don't have at least like 2 or 3 scenes that they can completely pull from? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's just it'd be so cool, like, because they're always adding and expanding with this series, or they're always going to, I feel like, because the stories are so short And I don't know if we have it confirmed that every season is going to be 6 episodes, but like, damn, I'd be cool with 8 if the first 2 were stuff that happened in between, like, something like that, or even if it's 6, the first one could be that.
6 is
And
so
yeah, Carl's saying like, we know Bilbo lives in The Hobbit, but we read it anyway, and that's true. I'm just saying that like, there might be a lot of people who don't know that Dunk lives. Like it'd be different if like you were covering The Hobbit as a weekly series and like a good chunk of the people didn't know.
Well,
like if Bilbo wasn't in The Lord of the Rings, but like I think most people know.
This is George. We know Ned lives. Oh wait, Ned didn't live.
Exactly.
That's what makes George so amazing. Is we're like, yeah, well, they're not going to kill off Ned. Ta-da! Yeah. Yeah, no, the tug of war is great. The filler so far, this is some Game of Thrones season 1 level filler. Mostly because, man, my man crush for Lionel is like, whew, I'm not saying I like leave my wife for him, but I might have to have a conversation with my wife later. I might have to tell her.
That is a fair point about The Hobbit. It is there and back again, which does mostly spoil that he comes back again. That is fair point. Fair point. But
you're good, guys.
And Knight of the Seven Kingdoms being the name of the show does, maybe you could argue, spoil on the same level. It is all about Dunk. But
maybe.
But yeah. But yeah, Lionel Baratheon did inspire me to build a tinfoil antler crown.
Fantastic.
And then put it on a top hat. I don't know if you were there at the beginning when I mentioned. Last week I just wore it as a tinfoil band around my head.
And it didn't work out.
Pushing into my temples because there's no structural support.
I
threw it on top of a New Year's hat. I love Happy New Year like free bar hat.
It's good. Laving Storm is super good. Now, is it just because of my over political mind, or are they really pushing in the themes of it? Like, I realized I couldn't go through on these the 2 episode reviews I did today. I mentioned class like almost every scene.
Yeah.
And like, it's not just because I'm looking for that, right? Like,
no.
It seems.
I mean,
like
that's definitely a theme. There's definitely a theme of the story, and I think they're hitting it pretty well.
Okay. There's this amazing that I didn't notice until the second time I watched it, because the first time I was up for 24 hours and I was watching in the break room. But more than that, I was up for more than that. But at that point,
you didn't get a nap in between your shifts.
I had the chance. I kept failing. It's really hard to sleep in a factory. It's not.
I get that. That makes.
I was gone for 6 hours, and I think I slept maybe 2.5. And that's it. It was bad. I also went to a spot that I knew I was going to be alone, and then it ended up being extremely cold, and 2 blankets plus a space heater didn't help it. So it didn't work out. But anyways, no, what I was going to say is the conversation between Lionel and Dunk. There's one of the like most like heartbreakingly class, like one could even say it's past when he's like, I'm big, I'm strong, but you have training from Master at Arms. Do I have a chance? And Lionel's like, no. And it's just like, you could be the best peasant, but you will never be able to beat me because I'm not a peasant. And it's like, oh,
and the whole like, bro, like you have nothing to lose if you have to ransom back your horse and armor. I lose everything if I lose one joust. Like, it's over for me.
You're fucked.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, bud. Yeah.
I love Lionel. What do you think the point of his story was going to be before he lost the train of thought of the jousting, of what the origin of jousting was?
I mean, I assumed he was going to say the gods, but then I did see a good point that someone, I can't remember where I saw it, might have been chat for Alt Shift X's post thing, or maybe it was on Reddit, I'm not sure. But someone made the point of like stags.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. is stags joust.
Yeah, which they do. They do that a lot.
Absolutely joust. I also made such a big F up. I made this Targaryen family tree. Can I share my screen? Would you mind? It's just a Targaryen family tree. It's not going to be anything.
Can you share your screen? Oh, like instead of you. Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind if I share my screen?
Yeah, you can.
I think I can. I got a present.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to share screen. Let me get it out. But I want to show you this. I have to open it really quick.
Yeah. You know how StreamYard works better than me.
So. Yes, sir. So tell me what's wrong with this. Because I didn't know, and I even made a short about it. I was super proud of this timeline, and I want to see how quickly you spot it. I had a commenter do it, and I already filmed it. It was an hour long, so I'm not like redoing it. Like I'm just letting my it be wrong. But window, here we go. Share. And you got to bring it in, maybe?
Yeah. I'll add it. Remove this. Add that to stage.
So what did I do wrong? I was very proud of it, but I screwed one thing up.
And chat can play along in this game as well.
I'm sure they'll figure it out quick. My first comment when there was like barely anyone watched it.
I don't know the Targaryen family tree insanely well.
We don't need to dwell too long on this because I know I'm derailing the screen, but I just wanted to see if you could pull it. Aegon and Viserys aren't marked as brothers. Oh no, they're not. No, they're not marked as brothers, but they are brothers. That's not what is.
That's above the.
That's above. If I would have had, and I also didn't want to spoil for people who don't know the ending of Hot D, that Aegon and Viserys, like who their parents were. I didn't want to spoil that. That's why I started there. I'm gonna give it another minute, but if you want me to say it,
no, you can just say it.
That's the wrong Dany. This Dany marries a Martell.
The
Daenerys that is Egg's daughter is the one who marries the Baratheon.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. See, that's the thing. I wouldn't have picked up on that.
I was so mad because, like, I was so proud of myself. I worked on it for so long, dude.
Yeah. No, I did know there were two previous Daenerys's, but I wouldn't have known which married which.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it is the family tree for ants, Carl. I'll say that's my face. There's a lot of family. It's a big family tree.
Yeah. But all right. Well, do we have anything else? Anything in the chat? Any questions from anyone as we wrap up here? Because I don't think I have too much else.
Besides, like, my main takeaways are the performances, the music, the themes seem really heavy. And again, I'm not just because I'm prone to this kind of a theme. The Derek Targaryen Center for what?
For people who want to joust good but can't joust good.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. For the people, yeah. You're still hitting me with Zoolander stuff. I get it. Yeah, I think some of the casting's a little curious, but we'll see. Are they gonna do a Dunk backstory in Flea Bottom? Because it seemed like in one of the trailers, it's like a little Dunk running around with a little girl.
Maybe, like I know in the books he doesn't remember much of his Flea Bottom stuff.
I don't know where we have time because I feel like we're moving slow. I really do because it's 6 episodes. Like,
yeah, I think they would have time, but
there's a lot left.
They would have time for like a quick flashback, not like a flashback episode, but they would have time for like a 30-second flashback of Dunk.
Yeah, I just didn't want like a flashback episode, like because we have like the entire inciting incident at like during next season or next episode, and then like the let's like the trial, and then the let's or like the mock trial, whatever, and then the let's plan who goes where. That all in one episode, like that seems like so much to put into one episode of like the gathering of the teams.
And just again, reminder for anyone who's gotten here late, we are in spoiler zone, but I do think we should talk about this line in spoiler zone where he suggests that like, oh, House Targaryen might even take me in, and Egg's like almost offended. He's like, you think House Targaryen would hire a hedge knight, bud? Like,
dude,
come on, man.
I love
the Dragon House employs many hedge knights. That's probably one of my favorite little hints about things.
Well, and if you know who he is, it's one thing. But if you know the future, it's like, bro, you name him Lord Commander.
Right.
Yep. Like, I love this guy.
Yeah, it's great.
And also, yes, House, maybe not this current House Targaryen, but there has been hedge knights in the Kingsguard. Like, it's not, I'm not making that up. Like, and it's like, but those are very specific times where they are bringing in, like the War for the White Cloaks and also the first alliteration. I think those are the two the most. God, I love these guys. God, I love Lionel.
Lionel's great.
I love him leaving in the middle of the tug of war.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. I'll be back. I think you might have been gone when I said he leads from the rear. He's one of those commanders.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I thought it was awesome, and I also like the idea of just tying it to Dunk. Like, I don't think that's a normal thing of the guy at the end you tie it to.
It works though. It's effective. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know if you heard, but someone was saying, I think it was Alt Shift X was saying, apparently Dexter Saul Ansel was saying how when they filmed this scene, no one was listening to the stunt coordinators. They just had a genuine tug of war. And the reason he put his feet on the rope is because he couldn't fall in the mud and get his whole outfit dirty.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
So to avoid falling in the mud, he throws his feet up on the thing because they start to lose the tug of war. And they kept that in because it just worked really well. But yeah, so he was just actually trying not to fall over and get his whole costume dirty and have to like recostume.
That's so good.
I
love it. I thought when it comes to the more throwaway filler, the tug of war is definitely like, it's probably the most throwaway filler. And then also, like, did we need to know that there was somebody, either Manfred Dondarrion or somebody who works for him, who wants a girl to look dead? Like is that something we needed?
I made the joke. I made the joke in the first episode stream of this. I made the joke that is clear foreshadowing of the time that Manfred Dondarrion's descendant finds Catelyn Stark dead in a river and makes out with her.
Yeah, man. Good point. Yeah, good point. I was like, I just said in my review, like, hey, I don't kink shame, but right now I do. Gross. I don't judge people. I judge you.
I don't kink shame, with exceptions.
Yeah, and this is the exception. No,
there are some exceptions. There's a few exceptions. That's one of them.
Yeah, there's a few exceptions. And
you know what? The fact that it's only role play makes it less judgmental, but also, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of okay kinks. Don't pick a non-okay one. There's millions of ones.
There's so many to choose from, man.
There's so many. Yeah. Like, you can go find a new one, but like don't go down the bad path. Anyways, I do like the idea that he only sleeps with redheads and wants to populate the world with redheads. It's hilarious.
That is funny, yes.
He also looks like a ginger what's his name? How am I forgetting? Carrie Elwes. He looks like a ginger from Princess Bride. Like, it's straight up.
Oh, that's a little bit. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to call it, I'm down.
I think I've said pretty much all that I have to say. I don't know if I'm sure you've got more things in your episode 1 and 2 review that people can check out after this.
They sure can. It ended up being an hour long, so go check it out. I threw everything into it, and I hope it does good because I wasted my my Monday is normally working on the rest of, because I only have a week off, and the first 2 days of it is a weekend, so I'm in family mode, first 3 days of it. So then these next 4 days are like, get 2 weeks of work out, right? Like get 2 to 3 videos done. And I didn't even start them because I did this.
So everyone can check out Taco's channel, Something to Taco About. He's got that. He has a Tower of Joy video where he goes over some theories. Yes. I do want to issue one correction. He mentioned that I think Gerald Dane might be Tormund. And what I said was, if we were to steelman the idea that he was, I don't think he was. But I did find one interesting piece of evidence. I think the way you phrased it implied I might believe that the Kingsguard are.
I think I called it off the record. Is what I called it.
Something like that. But in any case, if you watch his Tower of Joy video, I don't believe Tormund is Gerald Hightower. But at one point, I tried to go back and be like, okay, I'm going to look at this from base principles and just look what evidence is there. And I look up Gerald Hightower, and the only thing we know about him is that he was loyal. And I'm like, okay, we have one adjective to describe this dude. And if he is secretly Tormund, there would be a hint of that. And then the first thing they say about Tormund is, this is my loyal Tormund Giantsbane. I'm like, okay, all right, now I have to look deeper into this. I can't just instantly dismiss it. But
I didn't mean to paint it as it was something you actually believed. I wanted to throw evidence for all of the possible combinations, and yours was the one for Tormund Hightower.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of that video. I'm also I have my live stream this Thursday. I don't think Michael can make it, but
I'm busy Thursday, but
9 o'clock Central Time Thursday, we are looking at every single Westerland sigil. And I'm getting a lot of people. I know it's just that time of year, so a lot of people are busy, but like, it might just be me. So, me and Rust, which, we've held down the fort before.
But all right. Well, I have a video also. I am working on like another an hour-long video that I've been working on, which should be coming out within a week. And then I have my second video on talking about the Arya sequel spinoff, what I think if that could work or not, and also a little bit about George's feud with Ryan Condal. The second video about that article, because I did a video about the Winds of Winter relevant news, and I said I'd cover the rest of the article in another video. So I've got the second half of that basically coming out.
Nice.
And then, as I said, another more normal video that isn't just news or dunk and egg stuff. So stay tuned, everyone. Go subscribe to Taco. And thank you all very much for joining us. Taco, you got anything else?
I got one tiny pitch. Yeah. I did put all of my Dunk and Egg characters that I have covered all in one playlist. So if you do want to look at, I got Maekar, Baelor, Valar Targaryen, and then
remind yourself all about Steely Pate and all these other guys, who all of them are.
I'm not crazy for loving Steely Pate. Okay, I'm not. No. This isn't a Nimble Dick Crab situation.
I don't think you're crazy for loving him either.
All right, good. I fucking love Nimble Dick. All right, I am good if you are.
All right. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next week for episode 3. So see you then.
Peace.